What's up, people? Nature Girl 30 here, and I do believe that this is mini Q&A. I think it's number either 80 or 81. Either or, I lost count. You'll figure that out later on when I put it in the title. But either or, guys, thank you so much for sending me questions. You guys have sent me a lot of them, and I have a lot of Twitter questions from Sheldon Richardson. You're awesome for sending me that many, but I am going to only answer 3 of them since you sent me probably 8 or 9. I think you sent me about maybe 6 or 7. Either or, I'm going to answer your questions, but it's going to probably be 3, and then I'm going to go to my YouTube questions. But let's get started with this mini Q&A. Your first question for me is from Sheldon Richardson via YouTube. Which are you? I think you've already answered. Okay, what do you think? Do you think we will see Triple H versus Vince at WrestleMania? No, I think that's done to death with Triple H and with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince. I doubt it's gonna. And plus, Vince is so old. I don't think he can fight anymore. And if he does, he'll probably break a hip. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I really don't think he can do it anymore. Tell the truth. WWE sucks now, don't it? Yes, it does. It really, really does. They have had some really great lighthearted points. They've had some really great moments. I'm not going to deny that. Some of the pay-per-views were on point. It's a hit or miss at this moment. But I will say that with going back to the whole guest host thing, and then going back, we're overdoing it when it comes to WWE Network and promoting the ever-loving crap out of it to the point of annoyance. I really don't know what to say much about the product anymore. As you can see, I don't do a lot of Raw reviews, and it's because of the reason that I'm so tired of the craptacular views that I'm actually seeing on my screen all the time with WWE. It's to the point where I get so burnt out, I'm just done. The only time that I will ever do a Raw review if it's interesting or has really great talking points, that's the only time I'm going to do a review. I was thinking about doing the one that had The Rock, but honestly, nah, it wasn't enough to actually go and do one. But either or, let's get started with your third question for this Q&A for this week. Now that the Wolves won the tag series, who would you like for them to feud with now? I'm hoping for Beer Money or Motor City Machine Guns. Honestly, the last great Wolves match that I've actually seen was the Wolves versus the Hardy Boys. That was the only match that I actually thought was worth watching. I don't necessarily care much for Beer Money. Not since James Storm did that ridiculous heel. His heel turn was great. But now him being a mentor and all that, and Motor City Machine Guns, they're great. But honestly, I really thought that the feud between the Hardys and the Wolves were much better than all those guys combined. So I don't know. Plus, I don't know. I guess I really like the Hardys. I'm a huge Hardy fan, and seeing that match was awesome, especially in the 6-sided ring. I don't know. But I really don't think that those two guys are going to be great. But that's just me personally. But anyway, great set of questions, man. I will definitely answer more of them at another time because you sent me so many. But let's get started with the first set of questions that I have via YouTube coming from Final Limits, of course. What did you think of the photo I sent you with my hair down? Nice. Really, really nice, man. I liked it. Am I a good looking white boy? Am I ugly as hell? No, you're not ugly, man. You look nice. Like I said, you like a young raven. What if I dated Lonnie Lowe's sister instead of the 31-year-old black boy? Doesn't he like that he doesn't like? Would he have accepted me? Would he have accepted me since I'm white and in my 20s? That's something that you want to ask him because I really can't speak for Lonnie Lowe. But great questions, man. How old do I look to you? You look like you're in your mid-20s. You actually look like you're about maybe 25 or 27, but I think it's because of your long hair. Do you think I'm fat? Nah, I think you're pretty stocky. You have a big stocky build, like a bouncer or something. You got a body like a bouncer or MMA fighter. Thoughts on Lonnie Lowe? I got no beef with the dude. I know that I don't necessarily like the fact that he's constantly having all these condescending comments, but lately he actually had legitimate gripe. So I don't have any problems with the guy. I really don't. If he has a legit question, I will ask it. I will answer it. No problem. No questions asked. But anyway, let's move on to Nintendo Fanboy 1988. What does File Limits look like? He sent me a picture, but if you want a picture, I will let him send one to you. Would you date him? Well, honestly, we're in different states, but he's a very attractive guy, and he's pretty young for me. If he's in his early 20s, then yeah, he's pretty young for me. But either or, he's a pretty cool dude. If he asked me out, hey, why not? I wouldn't turn it down. He'd probably have a pretty fun night. Go and hang out and, I don't know, do whatever he can do. I think if he's in his early 20s, I don't think he'll be legal enough to actually drink. So we would just have to do something else. But either or, he's a cool kid. He's a real cool kid. Would you smash him? Probably not. What kind of body does he have? More like an MMA fighter. More like an MMA fighter or bouncer. How tall is he? I don't know. He looks like he's about 6'1". I could be wrong, but he looked like he's about 6'1" in his picture. Where did you meet him? I honestly didn't meet him. He kind of ran into me, but not really physically. We never really met. We've only kind of talked via YouTube. And he sent me lots of questions for my Q&A. The guy is pretty cool. Plus, he gives me insider tips for some things that he found out, especially in the wrestling world. He's a pretty cool dude. And honestly, he's one of my biggest supporters. And Final Limits, I tip my imaginary hat off to you and give you a thumbs up because you're awesome. But moving on from there to Lonnie Lowell. Why did you disrespect my sweet little sister? She likes you. What, she likes you, and she took offense she took offense when you said your sister likes grape soda and watermelon. What? She thought you were making fun of her, so apologize, please. I wasn't really making fun of her. If you thought that I was making fun of you, my apologies. I was not making fun of you. I'm not gonna lie, I was somewhat poking a jab at your brother because honestly, I believe that you should eat what you like, drink what you like, and if your parents are okay with it, then it's really none of his business what you do behind closed doors. But as long as your parents are alright, and as long as your parents are aware, it's all good. He's gonna be an overprotective brother, so I was kind of poking jabs at him about eating chicken and and grape soda, especially when he's doing it behind. What you say, there's a possibility that you might like it, and there's a possibility that you might be doing it when he's in the room. So that's what I meant, just a poke a jab. But it was really no offense at all. I really did not mean to hurt your feelings if I did. If I hurt his feelings, then when do I not? That's just an everyday thing. But honestly, if I did offend you, I'm sorry. Next set of questions comes from Little Fish. How come WWE didn't give Scott Steiner the belt in 2003? Since he seems that he was in for a good push. I really don't know. All I know is I wouldn't be surprised if it was a backstage fallout and somehow he did something that kind of made it kind of made somebody upset. Like, honestly, I would not be surprised if he made somebody behind the scenes upset, not Vince, but I forgot, kind of left my brain. But yeah, I mean, it happens. That's all I have to say about that. I really wouldn't be surprised if you pissed somebody off. And usually that's what happens when it comes to a push. If you piss somebody off, then that's what happens. Did Triple H bury him? I really wouldn't consider Triple H burying him. I really wouldn't. Triple H, I wouldn't say he was a shameless opportunist, but I would say that his character was way over to where he probably, in some ways, kind of pulled a Cena. That occasionally happened. But I will say that when it comes to Triple H, I don't think that he was buried by Triple H. I think he was buried by those that were behind the scenes. I think Triple H was just somebody that was working at the time. He was trying to get his character built up. He was trying to be famous. I don't think his intention was burying anybody. I really think he was just trying to get himself over. Do you think Mr. Griffin looks like a black Scott Steiner? No. No, he's definitely not a genetic freak. Would you smash Scott Steiner or his big bad booty daddy as much as you could handle? No, I don't think I could touch Scott Steiner. What if Scott Steiner started dating Taylor Swift? I doubt that would happen either because Taylor Swift would pretty much be downright afraid of him. Does Scott Steiner like black women? I have no idea. That's something you probably want to ask him. What if Scott Steiner drugged you and smashed you while you were passed? I would not like that. Yeah. Will you have? Are you going to have his baby? That's kind of gross. And honestly, no, I would not want to smash Scott Steiner, and I don't think I would want to drinking with him either. Um, what if he walked into your house one day and you caught Scott Steiner with Tama Girl? I would leave the room and let them have their privacy, pretty much. Um, how big is Scott Steiner's? I have no idea how big his penis is, and I will not ever know. Um, I guess Shoro Hayo. Shoyo. I can't ever pronounce your name, man. I will find out. I will find out. Shororo Hayur. I can't say it. Haruyor. Haruyor. Shoroyor. I can't ever say it. I really can't. I'm sorry. Thoughts on Nicole Richie. Um, she's cool. I actually liked her during the whole days with her with Paris Hilton, and she was kind of interesting. But I don't really care for much for her anymore. But I did watch um Candidly Nicole or something like that, and it was a pretty Candidly Nicole, yeah. It was a pretty funny show. She's a pretty funny lady. Is Nicole Richie anorexic? If not, why is she so thin? She was until she got pregnant, and then she started gaining weight. She looks a lot better now. She's not as completely bone thin as she was before. Do you watch the show Candidly Nicole? I only watched it a few times. I did, and it wasn't all that bad. Can you explain full details why you hate Maria Menounos with a burning passion and why your heart fills with darkness at the mention of her name? I would not say my heart fills with darkness. I don't like her because she's everywhere. Not to mention that she was on my wrestling show twice and she literally pinned one of my favorite divas. Yeah, let's just say I have a bit of disdain for her. But I don't hate her or anything. I just don't like her. I think she's kind of full of herself. She's a diva in her own right. Um, well, she's a diva in her own world, actually. But I will say that ever since she pinned Beth Phoenix, it's something that doesn't sit well with me. It don't. It still don't. Ever. Will. Ever. Sit well with me. But anyway. Why do you hate Sting and lost respect for him? I thought that you were excited to see him. The reason why is because this guy had every opportunity to come out of WCW and be in WWE to face Undertaker in his prime. Now you're going to literally, I don't know, kind of promote yourself as well as kind of encourage the WWE to take the Undertaker out of retirement in order to fight at WrestleMania. That will end up being your last match regardless and end up having Undertaker lose. Do you really believe that Sting is going to allow himself to lose in one of the biggest nights of them all? No, he's going to beat Taker. So why bring Taker out? It's going to make the streak look meaningless. It's going to make the streak seem pathetic. The reason why people were pissed off in the beginning, because we knew that when Taker loses the streak, that means that his career was going to be over. It was going to be retiring for him. And honestly, his body can't do it anymore anyway. He literally, I mean, from all the WrestleManias that he has been in, that was one of the roughest. WrestleMania 27 and WrestleMania 30 was one of the roughest. And you're going to ask him to come out of retirement just so you can face him, so you can have your own crowning glory? That's selfish. I'm sorry, it is. And I lost respect for Sting for that reason. Because it's a really selfish way to go. To get somebody out of retirement so you can beat him anyway. So you can seem great and then you'll leave great. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. He had every opportunity to beat him at his prime and he chose not to. And he decided to do it now. Whatever. Next set of questions comes from Peyto Nilton. Why did WWE never turn Mysterio heel? Because Mysterio will suck as a heel. That's why. He's a good guy. He's a face. He's a luchador. He's a luchador face. Or he sucks as a heel. He sucks as a face. He would suck as a heel, in other words. So I really kind of happy they didn't do it because it would just be dumb. Okay, Lion Low, I'm going to answer this question so I can go ahead and get it done so I won't have to put it for the next Q&A. Who will win in a fried chicken eating contest? A black guy versus a white guy? I don't know. Look, people like fried chicken, okay? And what did I say about that racist crap? And I don't even know why I answered that. Or no, I'm not answering any more racist questions from you. Who would win in a watermelon eating contest? Angry Black Man Irving Jr. or Mr. Parkin? I don't know. I don't even know if Mr. Parkin likes watermelon, to be honest with you. And as for Irvin, He's not mean. He really is not angry. He's just passionate. Stop calling him mean. He's not mean. But either or, I don't know who will win. I don't even know if Daniel even likes watermelon, let alone if he eats it up there or over there. And I will answer show your roar show roar harder roar. I can't say it. I should just call you the Shogun from now on. Dude, that's your name that I'm giving you, the Shogun, because I can't pronounce your name to save my life. But anyway, would you smack a bitch? No and no. Would you smack I wouldn't smack anybody. Let's put it that way. What if you have to do, what will someone have to do so you could physically attack them? Number one, I don't want to physically attack anybody. I don't want to be in that position to be in a fight. I would more than likely try to go in another direction, but if I have to fight, I will. If somebody, if it's to the point where I'm blocked in and I have no other place to go, I'm going to fight my way out. That's all I can do. That's all I can say. But, dude, thank you so much for sending me questions. Thank all of you for sending me questions via YouTube. Sheldon, I did not forget the rest of your questions. They will be for the next Q&A. But, guys, if you have any other questions for me, by all means, send them to me via YouTube or on my Twitter handle or my Twitter page, whatever, at RKH30, hashtag NatureGirl Q&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.
Sarah.